Come on.
Wouldn't have any type of text going up because, with that comes the Mr. Magoo, and he, everybody would have pulled my card. So, right now I'm able to kind of, be wide-eyed and everything, and I can see it all. But truth be told, man, I had a wonderful childhood, and I live it day after day.
So growing up with Wendy, did you see early on in life that she was going to be something special? We were just sitting here talking, about her being like the pioneer in the radio and hip hop media broadcast, really. So did you see something in her to know that, okay, she was going to be something special, if not now, one day?
No. Well,
yeah.
In the very early years, Wendy used to come into the room, and I say no because I didn't see it. She saw it. Gotcha. And she saw it with enough degree of intensity and realness that she brought that into my room every day. Well, she had a little brush. It was made by Goody. Can't forget it. It was light blue, and she did it every day. She grabbed that little brush and came in my room. Good morning. I'm Wendy Williams. I'm coming here you live from, and it was just like, I didn't understand, but at the same time, it was nice because I got the attention. I really was a loner in terms of in the house. I like to play with my stuff, be in my room. We were fortunate to have our own space and stuff, but Wendy always she was always very manipulative when it came to me. She loved herself some Tommy time, because she was very much of a loner. She did arts and crafts, and back then we had encyclopedia and all that. Yeah. Not Britannica, but they had the whole library, Nancy Drew and Hardy Boys. She had the whole layout. She wasn't a consummate reader, but she read enough where my parents put the bookcase in there because they knew I wasn't going to do anything. But she used to come in there and bust in the door like Yosemite Sam and say, hey, and then start with the Goody brush and the conversation. She always asked some real puzzling and some plaguing questions. And, what would you do if this person weren't here, if mommy and daddy weren't here, and this was like, wow, we're kids. I'm 9 years old. I'm 8, maybe even. I think I was about 8. She was maybe 11. We started up then. And it got to the point where I hated to see her coming in with the brush. Come in, but come empty-handed, but she used to come in there, and as time went on, I definitely saw that, she was serious. They did the tape recorders when you used to tape Red Alert and stuff and lean the thing against the speaker and stuff like that. She used to have the tape, cassette, good, there was no more Goody brush because she upgraded. Because my dad, with him being a writer through the years and decades, he had different technology, and that was like oh, you got a tape recorder with the string and the mic. So she got a hold of that, and she was on her journey. She made all kinds of tapes and things like that, and she was just on her way. She wasn't in the drama club with high school or anything like that. She wasn't, she wasn't into all that. She was just dedicated to her goal of speaking to people. She just loved. So when she got around her friends, like they call it the gang. I forgot what the gang was called. Oh, we were the explorers or the adventure people. I think we had. Okay. Sleigh ride and go out and ride bikes and look for Indian heads and all kinds of crap. But she used to say, she didn't used to say that much. She wasn't like a talker. She was kind of awkward. She talked about her size and even when we used to go to the beach and, the guys at the beach used to try to, the older guys used to, hey, how you doing? And I'm like, she's 12 years old. You know what I'm saying? What's wrong with you? But, back then, now I was still, so it wasn't coming out like with hey, buddy, pal, it's a little different. But it's still, I tried to be the brother. I was always protective and always saw things, saw through things and all the grease. I could always see the grease. But, Wendy was just always on her grind. And I knew she'd end up being successful in following her dreams eventually. Probably when I was about 14, 15, I knew what was getting ready to happen.
So as she's on her ride to stardom and fame and doing the legendary things that she's doing, how's life for you during that time? And what are you doing during that time?
Well, man, I'll tell you, I was doing fine all the while. Wendy and I, man, I'll tell you, I go to Virginia State. University, all black. Big shout out to HBCUs. They definitely manned me up and got me color coded. And understanding, what's going on in my life and better perspective as to, what my future holds. And I'm very happy for that blessing. Going through college, and I'm going to get to it, man. A lot of times I get a little, I'm coming back. Going to Virginia State and everything was real nice, and a lot of people from up north down there in all different areas. It was great, and I was part of the New Jersey pre-alumni group and everything, and so. But a lot of people listened to Wendy on the air, so slowly but surely, and then I was proud. Hey, you listen to Golden? No, she was at WRBB first. She was, for the college station. She interviewed people like who were the guys came at not Boyz II Men, the guys. New Edition, right? And all them, Bobby Browns and Ralph Tresvant and stuff. When I was in high school, as a matter of fact, I had an autograph and stuff that she sent down to me. And I was looking, I was still transitioning. So I wasn't Led Zeppelin. I was, but I was kind of like, in between. I didn't used to have hair. I didn't do the whole, but, But Wendy was, she was experimenting, like, Tommy, you have some good moss right there. Let's go ahead and try to, put some sun in it. They had sun in it, made it light, and I surfed. So I was like, all right, we'll try it out. And then stuff, she left it on too long, and so we stopped all that stuff, patches and everything looking crazy. So, but she had her time with me. But coming out of college, going back home, my parents were ready to retire. So pretty much I was in Wayside. Had the house there and stuff. My parents were snowbirds, so they would come back and forth from Florida. And when they were gone, naturally, we'd go ahead and how we do, fellas, back in the day. Oh boy, turn it up. And I couldn't turn it up without my cut up buddy, because I don't really know how to throw parties. So Wendy was right there for me. Wendy was always right there. It was always great. It was always like, because at that time I was dating, but I was dating. I had long-term girlfriends. Consecutively open. Well, that didn't even make sense. But it was college life, fellas. It was college life. But after I shook all that and came on home, I gave my time to Wendy and understanding, how she's grown, and she was taking me around, and we were lemoed up and going all east bi-coastal, and it was great. It was something that I couldn't even understand. Got caught up with Wendy, with a lot of stuff, and involved with a lot of stuff, but it came on out. We moved on away from that stuff, and it was nice. Like lots of experiences, lots of great people, lots of industry people I've met. And when I met them, I could have put an anchor and said, I'm going to keep track of this person and see the bigger picture for me. But I'm a free-spirited type person. I know the universe will always come around and do for me, because I always push out the positive vibes, and I always lean on faith, right? And so I don't worry about how I'm going to get blessed. All I got to do is make sure that I'm trying to keep on doing what I've always been doing. My parents, they've always been givers. We've always been civil servants, and I don't worry about the back end. But so with Wendy, it was always great. It was just be on time, which is very difficult for me, and take it all in. And she would always make sure, Tommy, look, you know who that is, right? No, and then and she gets so pissed off at stuff like that, and then we moved on through. But she's great. She was fantastic, a fantastic role model and tour guide through the early days of stardom. And I had the luxury of spending a summer with her when she was at a DC station. That was her first gig when she first came back to the States from the Virgin Islands. That was her first gig after college at WVIS, Virgin Islands Stereo. And she was out there and she got carjacked. They took her chain. She had I think she had a Pinto, and she came on back. She realized she didn't have any backup. That was it. And she was only making, I think, about $8 an hour. Wow. So, she came on back, and I got a chance to be with her in DC and kind of, when she was traveling from DC, and then she got her first gig in New York. It was Kiss, I want to say. It was Kiss Overnights. See, she used to drive. She used to be down in DC Northwest, and then she used to drive all the way up to follow her dream. And she really grinded it out. She really earned her spot. You know, that's why, you know, I really ride with her now. And what I'm doing now for Wendy is I'm back. See, I told you I'd be back with it. What I'm doing now is I have a channel based on positive vibes. And that all got started because of COVID. You know, it was, I had caught COVID. Geez, I guess I'm not the best at regurgitating dates, but I say 2020 and it was October. So it went to October, and I had it bad. I was at the top end of the spectrum. It felt like I was sipping out of a bar straw. I was, you know, on the floor more than I was up when I wanted to make it to the stove to breathe in the concoction my wife made, who also had COVID, but she had on the lighter end of the spectrum. So she was able to move about and take care of me, but I really wasn't able to take care of myself. And I was that, you know, this is a person who at that time I was running 5 miles a day. I was, you know, I swim and cycle and do all kinds of stuff. And that's what I was prided myself on. And when I had that, it felt like I was out of here. Matter of fact, one day I called my parents and told them, I don't think I'm going to make it. Couldn't visit anybody. We just had to be in, you know, everything changed. You're home, you're working from home, you're doing everything from home. And that was a tough.
Well, we lost you, brother. Can't hear you.
I'm sorry. You know what?
Good now, brother.
I'm here.
Yeah.
That one. So, you know, shortly thereafter, you know, I lost my mom. We lost our mother, and you know, that was the roughest and toughest. Because, you know, this was a time when you couldn't really get around and see and do. And then, you know, naturally in services and things, you know, you couldn't memorialize somebody the way you normally would if you weren't in this pandemic. So it made it rather challenging. But, you know, that's when I started the channel. I realized that, you know, everybody mourns differently. I learned so many things along this journey. And have been able to share so much. I've been called just about everything under the sun, which toughened my skin. It brought Wendy and I even closer because now you understand, you know, that, you know, why I'm so to myself. Because, you know, it's a cold world, but it's a very black and white world, you know, in terms of, you know, you could really see clearly, you know, once you've been kicked around for a while, you could finesse it and figure out how to maneuver. And things for yourself. So she's absolutely right. I think that this has really been a true blessing. I have this book club we're getting ready to go ahead and start. At one time we did kind of slapstick stuff. I just, you know, was just all over the place with the channel and still kind of am, but you know, it's always positive. We got some merchandise there, but I'm not there for the dollar. I'm not there for anything. You know, I'm a humble person. I don't want everything under the sun. I'm just happy. My dad's still here. I want him to see that the family is strong and solid and that we're good. And we're showing them that every day. I feel like the wealthiest. I feel rich every day. Be just having my platform to be able to bounce my thoughts off of people. A lot of times I could hear them and I could support them in what they're doing. I think we spoke about, you know, helping people that don't really have the voice to get out there. I don't have a huge voice, not at all, you know, and my hopes to get bigger is only so I can help people even more. You know, it's not for me and the fanfare of it all. It's me trying to assist and help and dedicate my life to be a servant for the people, because that's what makes me feel good. So, you know, that's what's going on with my platform.
Yeah, definitely appreciate all of that. For the people who are going to be wondering, man, you know, you got an inside track to it. How's Wendy Williams doing now? I know the people are going to ask that question, so I'd be remiss if I didn't ask you that.
Oh yeah, certainly. Well, I'm proud to say that Wendy's doing fantastic. You know, she's taken back. She's back to she's not. I can't say she's back. She's not back to her old self, because she never will be her old self. What she'll be is, nobody's ever their old self. You know, each day and each bit of life that you spend, you know, it builds you. it builds you. It could take you in some sort of direction. So Wendy's direction right now is stronger. She's at, she can understand. She has a better insight on herself. Sometimes it takes, and this is just me. This isn't from Wendy. This is from me. Sometimes it takes something catastrophic, to really put you level you off and have you see things. I don't think Wendy and the step to stardom per se, had changed her. And, I have my stance on that. It didn't change her for the worse. It just changed her. And, the Williams had to identify with those changes. I was able to see the changes because I was around her the most. I was around her in business settings and social settings, in all different settings. And so, I got a chance to see her and talk to her about, the changes that I saw. And see, and in the family, I'm the one person who's always, I don't bite my tongue. And, and Wendy probably, if anybody's going to step to her or say how they feel, it's me. And unfortunately, the world got a chance to see it over my asinine decision to speak on her which he did in terms during my mom's services and things. But you know what? Hindsight is always 20/20. And I got a chance to really see that, it's a different morning. Wendy put out that great production on Lifetime, which was, going on around that same time. She was right in the trenches with Lifetime production, which had my parents in there a lot. The Lifetime traveled down to interview all of us at different times and everything. So everybody had a lot of involvement with that. And then for Wendy to have to still move with that production and still see clips and go through things and remain professional and go to work and stay in front of the whole nation, she's a gem. She truly is Wonder Woman to me. And I got a chance to talk to Wendy about things, and it was a swift act of justice. That's what took place. In the Williams household. It was quickly me understanding the wrong that I've done, and we moved beyond it. It's not something that needed to be rehashed every day. Unfortunately, it was already out there and spewed all over the planet through social media. So therefore, I had to answer and deal with all of the fans of Wendy, and I can understand it and respectably, and when they said you're wrong, I know I was, and I've gone on live and talked about it. But you know what? It's done. And, I can't spend my whole life doing that, and I'm not. But I apologize. And Wendy's good. As a matter of fact, tomorrow morning, first thing smoking, I'm up out of here in South Florida. I'm going straight up to Jersey and then into the city to see Wendy and spend time. We have a big day ahead of us tomorrow. And we also have a big party that's coming up on Sunday that we're going to be attending. A couple of guys, or 5 guys who used to throw a lot of parties and things all the way from the promoters of Jones Beach to Zanzibar and other big parties from back in the day. And those guys have all gotten together and they're having something. So that's really cool. So I spoke with Wendy today. She said, I talked about the party. I said, look, I got to go to the store and get one more thing. Because, my wife, she's like, stop, go to something different, something new. So I said, all right, I'll get a T-shirt. So I'm going to go to the mall tonight and go get a T-shirt when she comes in. So because I think the weather's warming up there, right?
It'll begin to. It's raining right now. But it'll start. Oh,
so at any rate, yeah, she's doing really well, man. So it'll be a day of just sitting around and just catching up. She was down here, away from all the fire and all that was going on up there. There's been so many different, the rumor mills go and everything. But, the bottom line is, there was a shift and she needed to regroup. And the regrouping doesn't take place around a bunch of strangers. And crows on a wire trying to, get a hold of you and tear you up. It's around the love and it's around family. If you're, and so she knew where to go. And down here is, she felt great, and we were loving having her down here so much that when she left, now I feel like I got to get back up there and chase her back up the road. Mm-hmm. So, Wendy's doing really well. And thank you, fellas.
Nah, we thank you, and we definitely appreciate your time. Mr. Tommy Williams on the Hip Hop Uncensored Podcast, man. Thank you so much for your time. Let us know about your book, your father, your legendary sister, and what you got going on as well.
And the thing is that even the book club, at first, on YouTube, I'm Tommy Williams on YouTube, and then it was, we kicked around things. Wendy even said, well, why don't you do the Tommy Williams show instead of Tommy Williams on YouTube? It sounds so. I didn't do it. I'm not, because I'm not doing it like anything. I'm doing it like me. I'm just Tommy Williams. I'm out here on YouTube, and that's where I can be found. In terms of the book club, I didn't want to keep it Tommy Williams Book Club. I want to do the Williams Family Book Club, and so that's what's going on right now. And it's gonna everything for the people. And I'm really happy to have authors, both published and non-published authors reach out, because we're also going to have publishers that are going to be peeking in, and we're going to be packaging up some different clips and things and sending them off and trying to help market anything to help.
Indeed. If any way we can help you, please let me know, man. And you have our absolute blessing and whatever you need right here on the Hip Hop Uncensored Podcast. Thank you so much, Tommy Williams. Reach out to the brother, man. Appreciate you. Take care.